Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bayern Now. Can you guys hear me? Okay. The ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. All right. Kane. Harry Kane. Look, there's a smile on my face now. You know, life was painful when I was hearing Niklas Fulkrug. I was hearing another Choupo-Moting, Ramontanda, a nice 2-year deal. I was hearing these things. But God blessed me. He said, nah, I can't be imparting all that pain on you. And by the way, there's water on my shirt because I don't know how to drink water properly. I just woke up from a nap as well. I take naps in the middle of the day because I think they're productive. I do a lot of things at the beginning and then in the middle, I take a nap. And now I think that's a good schedule. I don't sleep a full 8 hours now, which is good. Anyways, Kane, more news is coming out. More news. And, it's good from different sources because initially all we got was, Pletico, right? Florian Plettenberg on Twitter, CF Bayern, Christian Falk, Carrie Hill from Sport One, and now you're getting David Ornstein, the Athletic. They're giving updates. Fabrizio Romano, but Fabrizio he's a Holland, is he not? A nice little tap-in merchant. That man is Ronaldo at Real Madrid. He ain't going outside the box, going through five players like Messi did at Barcelona. Nah, he's a tap-in. He waits, camps behind, in between the center backs, and scores the nice little penalty box tap-in. Now, it's still hard to get a tap because sometimes you might think this is definitely going in, but it turns out, you miss. So Fabrizio doesn't miss because my man's waiting to the last minute. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because he didn't respond to me about doing a show on this channel, all right? That man with his 13 million Twitter followers, the least he could do is give me some attention. So I hate Fabrizio until the circumstances change. So yeah, I mean, the entire story is expanding, like for sure. You're seeing way more sources talk about it. And the new story on Kane is that sources at Bayern are stating that the champions, Bayern, of course, have an informal agreement with Harry Kane. Guys, informal means not solidified. It's like verbal. Yeah. Hey, Kane, you want to come join us? Join Bayern. That's how he sounds, right? The dude, man's English is on the same level as Thomas Muller, and that's actually disrespectful to Thomas Muller. So we have a verbal agreement with Kane, and I think the agreement is as follows: hey, if you can get Tottenham to sell me with an amount, I'm joining. I'm signing that contract. Also, some news updates to the race. Paris Saint-Germain are in the race as well. Story is, although Bayern are clearly leading the race, PSG have not given up on Kane. The French club is still trying to convince Kane and offering him a bigger salary than Bayern and willing to make a bid closer to what Tottenham want for the striker. See, that was the problem. I think this is why Bayern might be trying to move very fast. They see a scenario where maybe Mbappe actually ends up in Madrid, and then PSG is like, hey, we need a striker, and then Osimhen rejects them, and he's like, no, I don't want to go to PSG. My girlfriend wants to go to Germany. If we don't play our cards correctly, we might end up with Kolo Muani. Like, it's not like Kane is 100% coming to Bayern. I'd say the chances of Kane signing that contract are more likely now than they have ever been. I think it's 65% chance, but that's not 100%. Yeah, you have other players in the game. If Madrid don't get Mbappe, they're going to go for Kane. So that's why Bayern's board is thinking, hey, if we can get this deal agreed with Tottenham, we'll be ahead of everyone in the race and the negotiations. We're the most serious club. While these other clubs are still trying to convince Kane to open his mind to joining them, Kane has already agreed to join us. So let's get a deal done with Tottenham. But I think the problem Bayern might run into is Kane doesn't seem very problematic. Sometimes you need that when you're initiating a transfer. You need a player that can just say something that just pisses off everyone at the club, all the club's fans. Kind of like how Levy did with Barcelona. Let's be honest here. Wasn't our board saying, "Oh, Lewandowski, we are planning with Levy for weeks, for years, for next season. He is an important player for us. He signed the contract, and he knows what was on the contract." Was it everyone at our club saying that? You had Rumenige, you had Oliver Kahn, you had Brazo. Everyone was hinting at the fact that, well, Levy signed a contract and the goal was fulfill your contract and then you can move on. We weren't willing to sell him, but then Barcelona came in and told Lewandowski, yo, tell Bayern to sell you and start acting like a diva, so they have no choice but to let you go. And that's what happened. Lewandowski had to be sold because you're not going to keep a player that's literally bad-mouthing your club. That's a terrible representation of your club brand and image. Kane needs to do the same thing, but I hope it doesn't have to come to that. I hope Tottenham really look at it and go, this guy could leave next year for free. That's significantly worse than us just getting 80 million for him. They should prefer getting 80 million. Daniel Levy has to be an idiot to think he can try to stall this transfer for as long as possible. It's inevitable that Kane will leave Spurs, either for free or for a big sum. This is their last opportunity to get a big sum for Kane. Like, let's say they end up renewing his contract for 2 years, and Kane does that, which would be so stupid. Maybe Kane thinks, oh, at 32, I can move to Bayern, I can move to Madrid, which, by the way, will not happen. In 2 years, the market will be full of strikers. Football is a supply and demand business. Club academies are just licking their lips. Recruitment staff, scouts are working overtime, sleepless nights, just trying to get that next striker. And some club will. And next season, you're going to get some striker, some 19-year-old that's probably going to do some numbers like Haaland is. And the season after that, I mean, you're just going to have an influx of strikers in the market, because that's what always happens. Remember a few years ago, we had no right backs when Kimmich moved to midfield and Pavard was our only option. Mazraoui didn't exist. We were looking at Serginho Dest, Dodo, dog. We were looking at a man named Dudu. You know how crazy that is? And now there's like a billion options if you look at it and you're really looking for a right back. There's Frimpong at Leverkusen. Like, the market is full of right backs because clubs got the memo. We need right backs. There was a time where center backs were very low in supply and the demand was high. So football is always working like that, you know? When Madrid gets their striker and then Mbappe moves there and Kane moves to Bayern, there's going to be a bigger demand for strikers, and that demand will be filled immediately. Clubs like Spurs will be willing to give lower tier strikers opportunities who will become the next Kane. So if you think about it like that, yeah, if Spurs believe they can just stall this Kane transfer until he's like 31 or 32, then they're deluded. So yeah, that's the problem, right? All right, let's talk about the new bid, because I'm waffling. Like, the British are telling me I'm waffling. I can literally read comments from people with no teeth in England telling me, mate, you're waffling. All right, anyways, Jacobs Ben, reporter, CBS Sports. I don't know. Bayern are set to submit an improved offer of around 80 million euros, which is 80 million pounds, which is 93 million euros. You know, this whole time I've been thinking we were talking euros because I saw the E. And now I realize there are two different symbols. The pound is an E with a thing, and the euro is an E, but they're all E's. But then it has two things going across it. Yeah, it's odd. Well, I mean, the exchange rate is significantly different. 90 million pounds is almost, it's going to be 100 million plus euros. Yeah. So you want to stay around where we're at. So 80 million to sign Kane, 80 million pounds is 93 million euros. That's a lot of money. But it is worth it, because where else are you going to find a striker? Mr. LGBT. Where else are you going to find a striker like Kane, who's probably going to be here for 3 to 4 years and improves your team and comes in with ambition to win the Champions League? If we just sign Kolo Muani, what does that really do for our players? Kane, I know Kane is, like, in my opinion, the Messi of strikers. I mean, I would have said it would have been Benzema before he pissed off to Saudi Arabia and also got old. He's now like a 35-year-old man. But Kane, I know that sounds weird, is the Messi of strikers. It's not Lewandowski. I'd argue Lewandowski is more of the Ronaldo of strikers. But now that, like, in Europe right now, with Benzema leaving, it's Kane. Kane is like the new, like, this guy is just a complete striker in so many ways. His ball carrying for a guy with no pace is very exceptional. His passing is not just good, it's world class. Kane could legitimately be an attacking midfielder. His game IQ is so good. His scoring with both feet, perfect. He can shoot from outside the box. That's what I mean by completeness and why I'm comparing him to Messi. He just improves his teammates. He's a team player. Whereas, Lewandowski, if he doesn't score, he's not happy. You see it. But I think Kane is happy to give an assist. So, but he's also really willing to score 3 goals in a game because he's that kind of player. So you get a lot more from Kane, in my opinion, than you get from Lewandowski. I've seen the light. I've seen the light. Kane's better than Lewandowski. I've seen the light, man. But if we don't sign Kane, then yeah, of course he's a bum. Harry Kane's a bum. He sucks. It's crazy how our opinions shift depending on what's happening. So yeah, this is what's happening. 80 million euros or pounds and 93 million euros when we do currency exchange. And Tottenham's position remains that they will reject any bids received. And that's where the point we made earlier, because I think all of you said it, Kane needs to force a move out. He needs to let Spurs know, I don't want to stay here. He needs to make it very clear that I'm not trying to be in this relationship. If you're trying to break up with your girl, but you go to her house, you're gonna go deliver the breakup message, but you bring flowers. Is that a really good way of breaking up? I mean, all right, let's set up the scenario. You walk inside the house, you knock on the door, and you hand her the flowers, and she's already giddy. She's just like, yeah. Maybe you caught her cheating and she doesn't know that you did. But now you're like now there's like a super excitement. Next thing you know, you end up talking about her day and you leave going, I was trying to break up with you. And well, nothing happened. Nah, but you should go inside that house. Actually, don't even go inside the house. Knock on the door. Opens. Just say what you got to say and leave forever. Never see her again. Oh, at least be respectful. Be like, hey, you were cheating on me. We're done. Bye. And leave her to, die inside. Like, dang. Yeah. So Kane ain't doing that, though. My man's just going to Spurs with flowers. He's texting Levy in WhatsApp group messages because they don't have iMessage, and I don't know. Do they have iMessage in English? Yeah. Well, he's texting Levy, and they're setting up lunch dates. It's not a good look. So Kane needs to come out and be like, yo, it's time for me to try a new thing, Levy was doing that. He was saying, let me try a new challenge, like it was a Minecraft game. Oh, let me go beat the Ender Dragon now. I already did all these things. I just need to go beat the Ender Dragon. Okay, cool. Kane's not doing that. My man's just busy playing golf. That's annoying. Also, there was a story that came out that Kane bought a house or a plot of land and he's building a house in London, which, some London clubs thought, oh, that means he's going to us. That's stupid. That's not what, you don't just buy houses. You don't just build houses to live in them immediately. With a multimillionaire like Kane, he's building that house for his family forever because I guess he genuinely just wants to live in London. So So Kane, force your move out. By the way, hit the like button, boys. Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes to the channel by hitting the like button. Jesselu is cheat grid level. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who Jesselu is. He's 33? Bruh. The hell? Why did Madrid sign him? Why? Why would they do that? You got was he on loan at Madrid? Then he's going back. Am I talking about the same player? He's the number Espanol. Does that ring a bell for anyone? Wait, so that guy was in Madrid the entire time? Wait, I think I'm looking at someone else. There's no way Madrid just signed a 33-year-old. Florentino Perez must be smoking crack, mate. Oh, he did. He did actually join them on loan. I mean, all right, 33. It's like a Choupo-Moting, right? Oh, get a player that just scored a bunch of goals and looks good in that team and be a decent backup. Just be an option off the bench. Just add variety. Maybe we need a man to just play hold up. And that's fine. That's all right, but that can't be their main man. So I was under the impression this entire time that they signed a player named Jesselu, but he was like a 20-year-old striker, Spanish striker, obviously, because Jose Lu, you know? It's a really Spanish name. But I was under the impression that he was young. Instead of 33, he was like 19. But he was one for the future, so they were going for more established players like Kane and Mbappe. But now it's like shocking that it's a 33-year-old. So that tells you Madrid's run like kind of like we are, where they spend money on so-called Galacticos, but they sell players as well. They get good fees for their sales. So, and it annoys me how we don't. Bellingham is a big signing for them. They're going to need to sell some players. And I mean, the fact that Diaz, Hazard, and Asensio left with no fees is kind of ridiculous. It's kind of crazy. Wait, Madrid linked to Firmino? Yo, Firmino goes to Madrid? That's like they might get. That's a terrible. Asensio to Aston Villa, interesting. Mbappe to Madrid is 68% close, or a 68% chance. Nah, man. Insanity. Insanity, chat. 80 million we ship Sarr to Spurs with free shipping. Should get us Kane. Yeah, that's actually you're cooking. Let him cook, chat. Let him cook. Actually, yeah, maybe there could be a deal where we pay 60 mil for Kane and get Pavard to go to Spurs. I don't think Pavard would like that. Nah, I think these types of deals, when there's players going through, I mean, Spurs have to want your player. They should be like, first of all, the only player at Bayern I think Spurs would really want, or at least have a chance of convincing to play for them, would be Pavard. Can't be anyone else. Oh, I mean, speaking of our ex-transfer link, Declan Rice. Declan Rice is going to Arsenal for 105 million euros, which is a lot of bloody money, man. I don't think he's worth that. I'm not going to lie, chat. How much is Casado going to Chelsea for? Look, we could just stay out of that market. Like, period. Arsenal to reignite Tchouameni interest if deals fail. Look, clearly there's some level of interest. Tchouameni is very desired. But the fact that Ancelotti wants him to stay at the club is annoying. If we can offer 100 million, get Tchouaméni, get Kane for 100 million, that literally is a perfect transfer window. I'm gonna be honest. You can't improve from that. You get a DM that stays for 10 years, and it is literally one of the best in the world, and also a striker. Oh, bruh, crazy. But apparently, we want Calvin Phillips from Man City. 27. That boy. So he played at Leeds. I would not call him a defensive midfielder. I'd call him like a number 6 with good ball playing capabilities, but defensively lacking. Not lacking, but just not as good as some of the other guys we're linked to. I don't know, man. Yeah, so Calvin Phillips is a choice Bayern's looking at. These English players, what the hell's going on with Tuchel? I mean, Kane, I understand, but Kyle Walker, Calvin Phillips, what are we doing? If we sign both of those players, Calvin Phillips and Kyle Walker, I'm going to sit here and be like, should I start getting a British accent? Like, who am I supporting here? Bayern or Manchester, Munich? Like, what are we supporting? We need to chill out with these English players. I know Germany's kind of obsessed with England and wants revenge, but chill. Tchouaméni needs to come to us. Yeah. Yo, Madrid, come on. All right, I answer this question almost daily. Tchouaméni's a dream, but he's not going to happen because Madrid want to keep him forever because they actually see his value. But I've also talked about Matt Weaver from Bayern. So the Eredivisie. He's 23 years old, and he's one of these new players with really good ability. I'd say Weaver is incredibly underrated. I don't know how his career path went, but it seems like this last season, he just kind of exploded after moving from Excelsior to Feyenoord. So Weaver's my guy. Oh, his market value went from 7 million to 15 million. So his name is definitely getting talked about in bigger circles. Weaver is a complete DM in my opinion. So we've talked about getting him, but not just him. You get other players in the mix as well. Maybe you get Weaver and Paulinho from Fulham. I don't know. I just want a DM that can play as a lone center back, but also be able to play as a lone midfielder. Like that kind of player, like Casemiro did for Madrid for all those years. Where Kroos and Modric would do their thing, ball out, and Casemiro would handle business at the back. Or how Sergio Busquets, who interpreted the role different, but still like Busquets is literally one of the greats of football in that position. I mean, is anyone better? Busquets didn't have to tackle you. He just had his reading of the game was spectacular. I don't know. Sergio, like I would love a player like Busquets. Or you can go for someone like Florentino Luis from Benfica. And, that would be a risk because that's a young player. Does he really understand the position yet? I don't know. But that's the kind of risk we should be willing to take because we don't have luxury. We don't have luxury. It is, it used to be when we had this DM conversation that everyone would be like, well, we're having this conversation, but does the club see it that way? I'll give Tuchel one thing. He wants players that I think we also need. Some managers just want a Sabitzer because they can have him. Not because he improves the team or does anything particularly special. Nah, man, I'm seeing Weaver cook on my screen. This boy's cooking. Look at these tackles. Look at the ball recovery, the reading of the game. That's what we need, man. I love how I multitask. Okay, I mean, if Kane falls, who's you guys' second option? So this question was asked to me. Oh, who are my top striker candidates? And I gave a top three. Kane was number one. Osimhen was number two. And I think I had Gonçalo Ramos at number three. And then Kolo Muani at number four. You know, like I don't rate Kolo Muani as a lone striker. I think his skill set is to be a second striker, a forward kind of player, like Nkunku with less capabilities. That's how I see Kolo Muani. But let me hear from you guys. If Kane falls apart, I mean, I'm guessing all of you are going to say Osimhen because every story I'm reading is Osimhen wants to join Bayern because his girl's German, which I understand. You know, which I understand, I guess. Got a happy wife, happy life, I guess, which is not true at all. You both need to be happy. Oh, dang. You boy. Let's watch Weefer. You guys want to watch Weefer midstream like this while we're having important conversations? By the way, hit the like button. Don't forget that. Pay your taxes, boys. Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. All right, I guess we can watch a little bit of Matt Weefer and analyze his game. But Osimhen. Oh, geez, man. Oh, Sangar Sosar. That's actually interesting. I've never heard of that. Jeez. Wait, my man. Oh, are they different players? I looked up Sangar Sosar. No one pops up. Seaman. Oh, jeez, man. Everyone wants a Seaman. Nah, we need that Nigerian, that fufu merchant at this club, man. We need the jollof rice. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna cook. Yo, we got this young striker at Madrid called Iker Bravo. He's very good. We'll give him for free, and you will leave Kane alone. Iker Bravo. Oh, it's actually a player. I thought you were trolling me for a second. Yeah, man. Okay. How did my man score? He scored a goal. Oh, he's on loan at Leverkusen. Wait. No, he just joined Leverkusen on loan. Yo, what? Oh, then we can't have him. Yo, he's scoring goals too? Yeah, he ain't gonna succeed though, because he looks like one of them pretty boys. Like he spends more time on his hair than his first touch. We don't need that. Nah, he might cook. Yo, whoa. So he left Barcelona's academy, went to Madrid, or technically went to Leverkusen. Wait, is he joining Madrid on loan or leaving to Leverkusen? Oh yeah. Wait, how does it make sense? How did my man go on loan twice? How did that happen? Oh, he went on loan to Madrid, and now he's coming back from his loan. He's a Leverkusen player, or he's going from Leverkusen to Madrid. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening here. But Leverkusen might have another gem in their ranks. What do you guys think? You were in Russia for the Wagner non-insurrection that the Western media hyped up? Wow. Wait, how the hell did you end up in Russia? I thought you were in Ukraine. I thought footy was to relax me. Well, Chris Stapps, our local war reporter, we should have you as a BayernNow correspondent. Instead of reporting about wars, just report about the wars going on at Bayern constantly. Oh, Sangar of PSV. So someone said Sangar something. So sorry, and I looked him up. He didn't pop up. But there is a guy named Ibrahim Sangar at PSV, and he is a DM as far as I'm looking at it. Okay, do you guys want to watch Matt's Weaver highlights or no? I appreciate you, man. Chicharito is our answer. Why David Diaz, this is your second time coming on this channel to gas up Chicharito, man. Like, let that man get that thing off the road. Can we watch goals from Kane 2023? Yeah, but are you going to pretend like you haven't watched 50 Kane highlights? All right, look at everyone's listings. Kane 1, Osimhen 2, Vlahovic 3. It is interesting that the Vlahovic stuff died out and then Kane just popped up. I think what Bayern discovered was, okay, Kane wants to join us. I think they were going all in for Vlahovic. And then they cooled down the Vlahovic interest. Maybe Kane took a while and decided, all right, I'm open to the move. And then Bayern are going all in. We want our man. Oh, Kristaps from Latvia. Another reason to visit. Vinicius Sosar is great. Sengar is great. And Weaver. All right. Go ahead and watch Weaver highlights. We hit 50 likes. W's in the chat. Let's watch some Weaver highlights. If you guys don't care about it, I'll based on how you react, I'm gonna click off. So Weaver, let's see if he cooks. Does he cook? We don't need music. All right, this is Matt Weaver in midfield. All right, he just made that tackle. All right, receiving the ball. Any player that can do that, right, just receive the ball with their other foot and then turn, is a bowler. And then the pass is wayward. And that's him, number 20, making tackles, positioning. Look at that. All right. I mean, it's the Eredivisie, so the stadiums are significantly smaller. But look at him coming out of the back comfortably. Okay. The pace, physicality is there. For a 23-year-old, that's a lot. Or a 23-year-old 6'2" player, that's a good amount of pace, I'd say. I'd say this is an easy transfer if we want to make it happen. We wouldn't even have to break a sweat because Bayern have the Dutch culture. Oh, that was a very dangerous pass, but I get it. I don't know. Yeah, what you get from Weaver's Dutch football excellence, meaning he's excellent at doing the simplicities of the game, like passing. Look at that. Just, that's a normal pass. Nothing crazy. What's more important is the defensive attributes in his game. And I think that's what we're looking for. And I like what I see. The duels that he gets into per 90. But why haven't there been links with Bayern and Weaver? We're looking for a DM just like him, but we haven't been linked to him at all. Yeah, look, see the passing. It's just there. He's a Dutch player, so you expect solid technical ability all around. His passing is definitely elite. And it looks like the midfield he plays is a double pivot, but I'm not sure. So, all right, we can click off of this, right? You guys want to watch some Kane? Watch some Harry Kane passes. Harry Kane is simply phenomenal. Not that I haven't watched these like 50 times while at the gym. I'll be risen up girls at the gym watching Kane highlights. I'm not going to lie, chat. Telling them I'm on an important business call and I'm just looking at Kane highlights. See what I'm talking about? Look at this. Look, he's going to make a perfect pass in that sequence too. The strength, and that's what I mean by ball carrying and hold up play. You look like you're about to lose it, but you never lose it. That's hold up play. Oh, jeez. Just this man does not see. Look, what other striker, like, can Vlahovic do this stuff? No, the perfect pass to his teammate. Finish, between my man's legs, I ain't gonna lie, this compilation ain't it. I want to see Kane passing. You guys want to see some? Oh, look, there we go. Here we go. I haven't watched this one yet. Kane passes, but they get increasingly more insane. Bruh, that's technical ability. The way to pass is what. Oh, that's crazy. Look at that. This is phenomenal, bruh. Nah, you got to score that. Okay, he scored that. You see the weight on these passes? This is why way to pass is so important. Judge players by how good their way to pass is. If a player can't put a dime on his teammate's foot with every pass, they're not a bowler. Look at this. Way to pass. Son just has to run to it. He doesn't have to do much. He doesn't. Oh my gosh. See, even there, like it was like a difficult pass, but his teammate still got there because the way to pass was good. And oh, the reverse. Oh, Kane, man. See, that's what I'm saying. This guy could be an attacking midfielder. He receives the ball on his chest, turns. Who's doing that? Most strikers are just passing it back. But my man, oh, hold on. We got to reanalyze this scene right here. Analyze game film. So what happened here? Received the ball, right? In the air with players around them and closing them down. And took a second touch, and the third touch was a pass. That's elite. That's elite. Bruh. I love how he drops deep and all his teammates know he's going to find me. Look at that. Look at that. Jeez, man. Way to pass. Oh, look. Son's touch is just. I love that, man. I love that. Yo, what the heck? See, how did that land perfectly on Son's? See the way to pass? If Son doesn't score there, man, that's a disgrace. Is it one of those compilations, Heung-min Son just missing chances? Son, bro, you had an easy life, man. Oh, the way to pass. Oh, that one was a little bit fast. That one was fast too. See how way to pass is important? Oh my God, yo, what the heck was that? What the heck? How do you miss this? Chat, did you see that? It was wow. He confused the entire defense. Oh, right in front of his Perisic. That wasn't his best pass, but oh, look at that one. Bruh. Oh, the way. Look at that. It just, like, does Dele Alli need to do much? Kane again. Wrapped. Richarlison. My man's pass rounded the goalkeeper. How crazy is that? Nah, Son, man. You had an easy life. Bruh, if De Bruyne was making these passes, we would all be gassing it up. Ha! Dog, how do you miss? Yo! The vision is the best part. Like, most people just go, it's over. My man finds a gap between two players and then knows his teammate. Like, that's vision. There aren't many players that are doing this pass. He has eyes in his back. Well, I mean, technically, he's just using his, like, two eyes. No one has eyes in their back. That's some alien stuff. He's not an alien. Yo, what's happening in the chat? I'm just seeing WTF. I don't know. All right, look at that pass. Now you got to score this. Oh my gosh. See? He's in timeout. What was my man saying? Was he? Oh, that. Africans should look for water first. Damn. Jeez. Yeah, if I was like a sensitive person, then I'd be deleting the account right now. But who cares? Yeah, I mean, like Kane is that guy, and that's what we're looking for. Exactly that passing, that hold up play. I can't wait. Please sign him up. Do not let him stay at Spurs. Please. Kane and Musiala would be a deadly duo. Can you imagine Jamal Musiala making the runs he makes, knowing my striker partner is gonna handle business? Can you imagine that? Also, the limit of what Bayern are willing to spend for Kane is around 100 million euros, although they're hoping to reach an agreement with Tottenham for less than that. Bayern's hope lies on Daniel Levy preferring to sell Kane abroad rather than to a PL rival. So Bayern aren't worried about PSG, which is good. But interesting that 100 million is the number, but I think it's enough. It's enough. I'm just hoping these dudes don't come out and be like, oh, you know what? 120 million. Start treating us like it's Victor Osimhen. I hope not. Osimhen could have been a Bayern player if Napoli said 100 million, 110 million. So Harry Redknapp said, Harry Kane, sir, to stay at Tottenham. What? I think he's building a new house. That's stupid. A man building a new house does not mean he's staying in that club. That could simply mean he wants to build a family house for his family because he's not going to go live in Germany forever. Family would be the all important thing for him, so there's no chance he's going to Bayern Munich. I would love, see, this is why I would love to sign Kane more so than ever before. I would love to sign Kane. Love it just to see these people's reactions. What are you talking about? Okay, let's assume Kane is building a house to stay at Tottenham. Why would Bayern be bidding for him if there was zero chance we'd be getting him? Why are we preparing a second bid? If the first, why? That doesn't make sense. It's not like Football Manager where you just go to a club, bid for the player with the club sporting director, or not Football Manager. This one's a better example. FIFA career mode. You go in, you bid for a player, and that club you're automatically in a cut scene with their negotiation guy, and you agree on a deal, and then you negotiate the player's salary. And if you don't agree with the player's salary, then the transfer falls through. No, in real life, it's the opposite. You got to agree with the player. Hey, you come here, we're paying you this. We think you should get this contract, this, that, and the other. You get a verbal agreement, an informal agreement, and then you go to the club that they're at and start negotiating, start sending in offers, and see which one gets accepted, which one gets rejected. So Kane needs to say, yeah, exactly. This is correct from Amanisha. Says Kane needs to tell Levy, I want a Bayern move. And that's the only way Daniel Levy is going to listen. Because up until now, when City wanted Kane was just happy, just wanting to go to City, but not really revealing it. So Spurs were also happy to just hang around and just see what happens, Just see what happens. Let's just wait. So, yeah. And then he says he's not going to go to Germany. He's not taking his family over there. Not a chance. Why? Harry Redknapp, what do you look like? Oh, of course. It makes sense. Perfect sense. I had to Google what he looked like to confirm what I was thinking about him. Of course. Of course. This is what you look like. Of course you have that opinion. You're from Poplar. You're from Poplar. There is a place in the UK called Poplar. I get why your opinions are this diluted. I understand. I get it. This is who you are. It's okay. I understand. When you look like this, you have opinions like your opinions look like you. That's good. That means you match your opinions. I've never met a man whose footballing opinions matched his look. Oh, is he ex-Spurs? Like a player? or manager. I don't know. Or maybe he was coaching a team that played against Spurs and he was sitting on the benches that would usually have the Spurs logo. Oh, no, he was the Spurs manager. Oh my gosh. In 2008, he became Spurs manager. Oh, so maybe he might have something to say, but it doesn't change. How is my man not? Dude, it's a choice. You just go to the gym. It's funny how you train athletes for a living. Gyms are all around you, and you look like that. How's my man's face? It looks like a Chinese restaurant. There's rolls everywhere. Egg roll, wonton rolls. It's crazy. So I understand why Harry Redknapp is saying that. Idiot. I mean, look, if he's building a house in London, that's one thing. I mean, okay, was he just living in a hotel this entire time? No. He wasn't living in a hotel this entire time. So he was living in a house and he has decided, I want a new house. But that doesn't mean automatically he's only staying at Tottenham. Players don't just, I mean, unless, they're on the lower end of wages. Players like Kane getting paid 15 mil a season, whatever they're getting paid. They can afford to build multiple houses. Leroy Sané probably still owns a house in Manchester because he likes the city and he goes there a lot. In fact, his wife and kids live there while his Munich house gets renovated. That's a normal thing that happens. Sané lives in a hotel, which is insane. That's bizarre to think about. He lives in a hotel. Wait. I mean, no, maybe like an Airbnb or he's renting a house. But there's no way. I can't imagine Leroy living in a hotel room 24/7. That's just, I think he's too flamboyant for that. He needs to be doing stuff. So, yeah, man. These British guys, I think it's a lack of humility. They believe once a player is in the land of lands, then they can never leave. They can never leave. So Liverpool are now linked to Jabozley. Jabozley. Liverpool are linked to Jabozley. But the price. Nah, if I'm Leipzig, I'm forcing Dominic Jabozley to stay, man. I ain't gonna lose Vardio and Jabozley, and then Nkunku, and you already lost all of them. So, yeah, I'm gonna force you to stay. I'm not gonna lie. You won't be here forever. By the way, hit that like button if you haven't. Oh, jeez, this guy again. Would I rather have Chiesa or Gnabry? Well, I mean, the problem with Chiesa, he's injury prone, man. That's sad because he had a really good Euros. Everything was going for him. The world was just recognizing his level, his talent. I was loving watching every game I watched. He also played with Frank Ribéry, and he learned from him, and he clearly respected Ribéry. So part of me was like, wow, this guy could be a Bayern player back then. But now it's just injury prone. I mean, that can always change. We shouldn't just discount him, but when you get an ACL, which is what happened to him, more injuries typically follow. And he's a winger, so he's going to get tackled a lot. But hey, guys, we got to really talk about this. Coman and Gnabry, we're doing something right. I think what we experimented with this season was having players wear, what is it, like a heart rate monitor, but I don't know where they wear it. Is it the wrist? Is it like a vest they wear? I think they wore it on their wrist and it monitored their heart rate. So if it got to a certain number, it meant their body was overloaded. So the workout would automatically change. That could explain why one, we didn't get as many injuries as, Lucas Hernandez always gets injured, so that he doesn't count. That could explain why our injuries weren't. We basically had almost an entirely fit team versus Man City. When does that ever happen in Bayern history? We usually get like a huge injury around April or a couple huge injuries. I think it's working. I think Coman was getting injured almost monthly. I think my man missed more games to suspension than injuries. And yeah, he still had some injuries. He had a torn muscle fiber. But the only injury he had in 2023 was a knock, which was just maybe just being overworked or muscle hardness. I don't know. And he was out for a game. But in 2022, he didn't miss that many games due to injury. It's still a long list. Let's be honest. Oh my gosh, this list is so long. Jeez, bro. It's still going to be a long list, but it's not as bad as it was in previous years. Sane, ACL, and not injury prone. So I actually think we're seeing a change. So maybe buying Chiesa wouldn't be the worst thing considering his fitness levels. But to answer your question, I would prefer Chiesa over Gnabry, a fit Chiesa over a fit Gnabry, because Gnabry is a deadly player, a dangerous man when he's on it. But I don't know if the lack of goals and form from him are actually due to the fact that maybe he's not motivated. I think it's more ability. I think, he lost explosiveness. And so a lot of things go with that. I don't know. I think Gnabry just lost something. I don't think it's something you can recover from just being confident. Maybe it is. Who knows? We need a new winger, or Tell can play as a winger. If Tell plays as a winger 1 minute next season, I'm going to be annoyed. Yeah, let's just sign Kane first before talking about other positions. Yeah, true. Sign Kane, get a DM, and then you can start selling. I think this is one reason why I would kind of look at the Lucas Hernandez thing and go, chill, like relax. We don't need to be going all the way in, negotiating with people. That's a waste of our time. Time we could be spending doing things we want to do. Dang. Guerrero's already making content with the Bayern team. Dang, that's some snake activity. My man spent like almost 10 years at Dortmund. Now he's at their rival. That's crazy, chat. What is it with these comments? Some guy said Bayern has no pool. This guy really said Bayern have no pool. All right. It's almost 4 p.m. I need to go to the gym because I have things to do after that. I appreciate you boys for popping in here. Really do. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Sosar is good. Trust me. All right. Take your word for it. And I think Upamecano should be given some time too. Yeah, Upamecano needs time. But at a certain point, if he has another season of Bazo moments, then I'm going to be open to selling him, because you can't be at a club like Bayern playing like a child when you had all the experience you needed from Leipzig. And then you had an extra 2 years, and now you're in your third season. We can't keep like discounting those. Upamecano needs to have a perfect season where he does nothing wrong, and I hope he does, because he's going to leave this club if he doesn't. But thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia, San Mia, and peace.